Hello and welcome to Your Simplified Coin Review. If you haven't done so already, make sure you click the subscribe button to follow us along. We're growing every day. Big shout out to everybody smashing that like button, hitting that follow button, hitting the post notifications button. We appreciate you. So let's jump into Cardano. So Cardano is a coin that honestly, before I did this review, I didn't know that much about. I tend to stay in the like 10 to 60 range on CoinMarketCap is where I really find my bread and butter coins or tokens. But I think the more that I get into doing these reviews, it really helps me to know more about the bigger coins that I may not know about. So I decided to look into Cardano. I know a lot of people are interested in it. A lot of people love it. If you watched our interview with Austin from Crypto Playhouse, he said that's his favorite project. So, let's just jump in and take a look at everything going on with it. I'm going to try to make this as short as possible, but we like to make things simple for you. But there's a lot out there on these bigger coins. So just remember, this is not financial advice, number one. Number two, this is not an all-encompassing review. I might miss some things. If you're in the Cardano community that you really think are super important, just drop a comment below so people can see it. And if I really feel like it's super useful, then I'll add that to my pinned comment at the top. But, I might miss a partnership, I might miss something, but what I'm going to try not to do is get any information wrong. So especially if I get anything wrong, let me know. So let's take a look at the numbers. Right now, Cardano is coming in at number 7 on CoinMarketCap. I do believe it has been in the top 5 in the past, but right now it is ranking number 7. So it's also a coin, and the reason for this is because it's its own platform. It's not an ERC20. It's not dependent on Ethereum or any other platform for it to work. So right now it's coming in at 3,182 Satoshis. It is at 27 cents US dollar value. The market cap is 7 billion right now. It's way up there. That's why it's number 7. The circulating supply is about 26 billion and the total supply is 31 billion. The max supply is 45 billion. It has been on CoinMarketCap since about the fall of 2017. So let's look at the 3-month chart. As you can see, it was still continuing on the crash from Bitcoin. And now it has gone up. If we look at the 1 year, you'll see it's not quite back to the highs or even close to it. As you can see, when the crash happened, it was trading over $1 at $1.28 US dollar value. And right now it's around 33 cents, I believe. Well, after the current dip we're in right now is at 27. But it's been holding steady between, about 25 and 35. So what is Cardano? So let's jump over to the website. And right here, it says, Cardano is a decentralized public blockchain and cryptocurrency project and is fully open source. Cardano is developing a smart contract platform which seeks to deliver more advanced features than any protocol previously developed. So really, it's made up of, 2 different systems of 3. The first is what they're trying to do. So they have the project, the Ourboros, and the Daedalus. So we'll talk about what those are. And then also it's 3 companies in one, which we'll look at in a little bit. But the project, Cardano, is a blockchain platform evolved out of a scientific philosophy. That's where they feel like they're different. And then the Ouroboros is the first provably secure pure proof of stake algorithm, peer-reviewed by academics. Daedalus, the wallet will be able to run decentralized applications on the blockchain. So here is a little bit about the roadmap. We're going to be digging into all of these. That's why I'm just kind of giving a brief overview here. You can download the wallet, and as I talked about with the team, so it's made up of 3 different entities: the Cardano Foundation, Input, Output, and Emurgo. So then they have their social media, where you can get involved. We'll be looking at that also. So let's dig a little bit deeper. So what is Cardano? And I want to talk about what they think makes them different. Because we've talked about smart contracts like systems like Ethereum or Neo. It's pretty popular. So what separates them from the others? Well, they believe it's because they have developed everything from a scientific philosophy, which includes a list of principles that we'll look at. So it says this is the first blockchain project to be developed from a scientific philosophy and the only one to be designed and built by a global team of leading academics and engineers. It is essential that technology is secure, flexible, and scalable. So one thing they kind of talk about, I don't know if it's on this page or somewhere else, but how they've built Cardano in layers, right? So each one of those layers can be scalable up to the next layer. They think that's going to give it a lot more flexibility when it really hits mainstream and it becomes time to truly scale up. They'll be able to kind of scale one layer at a time. As the famous saying goes, you can only eat an elephant one bite at a time. So a little bit more about their philosophy. So it began in 2015 as an effort to change the way cryptocurrencies are designed and developed. The overall focus beyond a particular set of innovations is to provide a more balanced and sustainable ecosystem with that better accounts for the needs of its users as well as others seeking integration. So then it gives a list of all of the principles that led to the creation of Cardano. As you can see, it's a huge list. I'm not going to read over each one of these, but I do think that it is a little bit different for a place to start with a set of principles instead of a goal in mind. So that's what most of these white papers are working towards, right? When a team develops a plan for something, they look in the future and they say, this is what we want to do. Now, how do we get there? What Cardano did is they started with a set of principles that they wanted to make sure that they followed, and then they're just trying to see where it can go from here. Obviously, what they want to do is have a smart contract economy that can have decentralized applications built on top of it. It's open source. So they know where they want to go, but they started with the principles. So it's a little bit different. Now, Cardano does not have a traditional white paper. You may be surprised to know that. What they did is they started with the principles, like I said, and then they also started with some of the IOHK, which is the input-output company. They started with some very scientific papers. You can read those on their website about their algorithm, about their payment distribution, about their scalability and side chains are all included in those papers. So if you're interested in reading those, you can get those on the website very easily by going under the white paper tab. But it's just interesting that they start with a philosophy and these academic papers as opposed to a white paper. For some people, they wouldn't want to invest in this because they don't have a specific white paper. So shop with Cardano. Eventually, the goal of Cardano is to create basically a debit card with a PIN where you can use the Cardano currency wherever you want. So the ADA is the currency of Cardano. So that, of course, is the symbol you can find on CoinMarketCap, as we've already looked at. And to be able to spend the ADA, you're going to want to have that debit card. Now, it hasn't debuted yet. Full details about how to get your Cardano debit card will be provided here soon. So as soon as that happens, you can expect this to probably, Cardano to increase. Not financial advice. I don't know where Cardano could go price-wise. I'm not Thanos. I don't know all in the future. So, I mean, $1 million? I don't know. I've got no idea where it's going to go. That's way too high. But, so buy and sell Cardano. You can buy or sell ADA on any of these exchanges: Bittrex, Binance, BitMEX, Upbit, HitBTC, Huobi, and it says Cryptopia soon. Stay away from Cryptopia. It's not good. So now let's look at the Datalist Wallet. So you can download it directly on the site. And some of the features of it are encrypted private keys and spending passwords. They can be exported to paper wallets. The redemption of the ADA is built directly into the Daedalus. And you can configure transaction insurance level monitoring. And basically what that means is allowing users to be sure when transactions become irreversible, like you can't cancel them. So this is pretty interesting. Some of the things they have in the works for the wallet, and I've actually used this wallet. I don't have it right now. I'm not holding any position here, but it is a pretty good wallet. It takes forever to download, or at least it did on my computer. But they're in the process of developing Ethereum Classic and Bitcoin support, a mobile wallet for Android and iPhone, staking, which enables ADA holders to participate in the block generation process, and an application store with community-built applications, which would be the decentralized apps that will support any cryptocurrency. So it's interesting it says Ethereum Classic, because we'll get to that. Ethereum Classic is kind of tied into Cardano in a way. So let's look at the Ouroboros. So this is the algorithm for the proof of stake mining. Now, if you look very carefully, I've done some research on this. If you look very carefully, you will see, what looks like to be a little head here, a circle, and it looks like the end of this circle is heading back into the head. If you look carefully, you'll see there's another one right here. So what is that? Well, in mythology, Ouroboros is a symbol of a snake eating its own tail, and it's supposed to symbolize eternity or wholeness and fulfillment. So that's just a little bit extra for you guys with the Ouroboros, why it's called that. It's supposed to be a very fulfilling and whole algorithm. So Cardano uses a proof-of-stake algorithm called Ouroboros, which determines how individual nodes reach consensus about the network. The algorithm is a crucial part of the infrastructure that supports the ADA cryptocurrency and is a major innovation in blockchain technology. So if you don't know what proof of stake is, it just generally sums it up here. Ethereum uses proof of stake. We're seeing a lot of coins use proof of stake. In proof of work, which is Bitcoin mining, miners invest computing power to compete to be chosen as the leader who gets to make the next block and win a reward for doing so. By contrast, in proof of stake, the stakeholder who will form the next block is randomly selected proportionally to the size of the stake that they have according to the blockchain ledger. So you have a bunch of nodes and they all have a certain amount of ADA on them. And based on how many they have, there's like a choosing system that chooses which one will help with the transaction, and that is called proof of stake. So let's jump over to the team, and as you can see here, most team pages are going to have a person on them, but instead they have 3 different companies. So they have the Cardano Foundation. Its mission is to standardize, protect, and to promote the Cardano protocol technology. They have Emurgo. The role of Emurgo is to develop, support, and incubate commercial ventures and help integrate these businesses into Cardano's decentralized blockchain ecosystem. Then there is also IOHK, aka Input Output. Founded in 2015 by Charles Hoskinson and Jeremy Wood, IOHK is a world-class engineering and technology company committed to using peer-to-peer innovations to provide financial services to 3 billion people that don't have them. So basically trying to help the unbanked to be able to access to banking, because there's a lot of people in the world who are unbanked. So let's dig into Charles Hoskinson a bit. So he's a Colorado-based technology entrepreneur and mathematician. He attended Metropolitan State University of Denver and University of Colorado at Boulder to study analytic number theory before moving into cryptography through industry exposure. So you may not know, but he was also a co-founder of Ethereum. From there, when he left Ethereum, he moved to Ethereum Classic. So that is probably part of the reason why Cardano is interested in adding Ethereum Classic support. So he's jumped around to a lot of different projects. He also was in the news for saying that cryptocurrency is a ticking time bomb, which is very interesting considering how heavily involved he is in Cardano. I guess he's just here for the tech. You know what I mean? So now he is in charge of Cardano. He works, like I said, with the IOHK. So it's just very interesting. The Cardano roadmap. So you can go to their website. All of the phases of their roadmap are named after authors. And it talks about when their mainnet was launched in September 29th of 2017. All the way down to the bottom here, which is going to be when the next update is going to be in 25 days. So if you're interested in going into the roadmap, just go visit the website. You can look at every step along the process to where we are at with Cardano. So let's look at their social media presence. They have a Twitter and a Facebook, but we're not going to look at the Facebook for the simple fact that they're probably using some kind of application to be able to post on Twitter and Facebook at the same time, or either they're manually doing it, because each one of these posts can be matched up to a Facebook page. So they post every day pretty much. They might skip a day here or there, but usually multiple updates in every day. They currently have 136,000 followers. So I do like what they're doing with their social media. I love it when they tweet every day. That is huge to me. Let's look at their Reddit page. Their Reddit page currently has 64,000 users. And as you can see, there are several threads going each day. And I like that. There's nothing worse than going to a subreddit. Of course, it would be for smaller coins or tokens. And it only has, one post in the last 4 or 5 days, or instead of having a daily discussion, they have a weekly discussion. So it's good to see how active it is. You see there's a lot of upvotes. I thought this one was pretty funny. We'll look at this. Proof that Cardano will not succeed. And then you click on it. I have my entire life. This is me, guys. I'm telling you, this is me. I have my entire life savings in Cardano. And if Cardano succeeds, that means I will be a millionaire. I'm lazy, have no talents, and is extremely unlucky. Man, bad with grammar. There's no way I'm getting rich. So I thought this was funny. I was very interested on why it had so many upvotes. So now you see why. Because it's basically a joke or self-deprecating humor, which I'm a big fan of also. So I think overall what Cardano is trying to do is big. They're trying to build a financial smart economy, and they have a lot going for them. They have the Ourboros algorithm, which for the proof of stake mining is really big. The Datalist Wallet, the wallet is really good. It's really robust, and eventually they want to build the decentralized applications on it. It has a strong community. It has a strong social media presence. So I like all those things. I like how they kind of try to separate themselves. So what are the negatives with Cardano? The negatives with Cardano, I would say, are that they don't have a traditional white paper. And I know I'm being a little nitpicky because personally, I don't hate that. That doesn't bother me a single bit. But I know there are people out there that will bother, that they don't have a traditional standard white paper. You can just click and get all the information. I think some people just like to nerd out. Reading those is the long and the short of it. But I think really if you separate the lack of a white paper with all the information that Cardano gives you, I think you'll understand it's not super necessary for them. Other negative, they have the debit card spot on the website, but yet they still don't have any details about it. Once again, just being nitpicky, I would rather them come out with it at the right time. But some people might view that as a negative. Another negative thing I would say would be that Charles Hoskinson, as we talked about with Dan Larimer, is that he does tend to jump from project to project. He's also been critical of cryptocurrency in general. So, none of those really are probably going to affect the price of Cardano. I know I told you we don't really talk about price prediction here, so I don't know how that will affect the price. I just think that anyone who tells you what they believe, look at Bitcoin. We've got experts saying it's going to be $150,000 by the end of the year. We got experts saying it'll be $1,000. So there's really no reason for me to put my 2 cents in there other than to just say I think that Cardano for a while will stay in the top 10 of cryptocurrency. Over the long term, I don't see it probably falling out of the top 20. I think there's a lot of good projects that could come and enter the top 10. We've already seen EOS pass it, and I think there probably are some other candidates to pass it, depending on how fast. So some things that could change that would be how fast they put out their debit card, how fast they're able to get to where they want to go with their platform, how fast the decentralized apps will be able to get built on the wallet. So all of those things could speed it up and keep them a more stable project, but we'll probably see some projects pass them at least temporarily as they come out with their platforms before Cardano is able to meet all of their goals. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. I feel like it was a pretty extensive simplified coin review, but as I mentioned before, it's not all encompassing. I try to hit as much as I can. With these coins that are bigger, it's harder because there's so much information out there. So if I missed anything, let me know. Drop it below in the comments. Overall, I give this project a big thumbs up, and I think it will be good down the road for sure. So hit that subscribe button, smash that like button. Thanks for watching. That was your Simplified Coin Review.